I have no makeup on my face, which generally means one of two things. Either I'm going to talk about something, or, you know, this is like a first impression, and I'm going to talk about something. So if you want to see what I'm going to talk about, please keep on watching. There's actually going to be quite a few things going on in this video. This is going to be a first impression of 2 products that I have recently purchased, and this is going to be a fall makeup tutorial, and I think I'm going to do greens, and it's going to be the actual makeup tutorial is going to be using mainly drugstore products. What I'm going to be trying out is a foundation, and it's mainly because I am just kind of over my MAC foundation at the moment. I feel like my skin is just going through kind of a rough spot, and it's just not working for me. So I'm going to try the Urban Decay Naked Skin. This is the box, and this is what the packaging looks like. They're both very like sleek and very pretty, which I like. Now it says to shake this up, which I've already done, because I did it off the camera. I don't think anybody wants to watch me just shake a foundation. And it's got a pump, which I really like, and I'm just going to pump some onto the back of my hand. This is kind of liquidy. And I'm going to be using my Expert Face Brush from Real Techniques to apply that. I've really just been liking this brush at the moment. I'm going to kind of stipple that, and I'll do one side of my face so you can see the difference. This seems like it matches pretty well, which is nice. I was really worried about that. You can see I've done this half of my face, and I do really feel like it's evened out my skin tone. This is definitely not a full coverage foundation. It's more of light to medium coverage, I would say. But it does really help even out redness and skin tone. So I'm going to finish up my face and I'll be right back. And if you can hear the crazy construction noises that just started happening outside. But anyway, this is one layer of the foundation completely done. I really feel like it helped even out the redness. And this is my whole face with just 2 pumps of the foundation, so I went really light with it. At first, I feel like it matches my skin really well. It doesn't look like anything is sitting on top of my skin. It just looks like skin, which is the idea behind this foundation. I'm going to try a second layer, just with one more pump, and just kind of go over the areas that need a little more coverage just to see. So this is with 2 layers, and I feel like this is the coverage that I would want. It still looks very nice, very natural. It's still not full coverage, but I would say it's a very full medium coverage. So it's not full coverage, but I would definitely say you can build it up to medium coverage. I feel like you kind of have to work with it to apply a second layer, because it kind of starts to go a little streaky and doesn't seem like it wants to cover, so you kind of have to push it and stipple it a little bit. But so yeah, I'm gonna conceal and finish doing the rest of my face, and I'll be right back. So I went ahead and concealed and set my under eyes with my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder like I normally do. But my second product that is a first impression is the Clinique face powder. This is a loose powder. I got the color 08 Transparency Neutral, so it's just a neutral skin tone, and it's for all skin types. Ooh, and it comes with this little brush. I didn't realize that. Little tiny wind-up brush. But I'm not going to use that. This is what it looks like. So then I just kind of tapped on the lid, and whatever came up in the lid is what I'm going to use, and I'm going to use my Real Techniques Duo Fiber brush because I want to, as a loose powder, I don't want to get too much on my face. I just want to kind of have a light dusting of it on the rest of my face. So I feel like that powder added a little bit of extra coverage, but not a lot. I like the finish of it. It still leaves the skin looking quite natural with using that foundation. So I'm going to finish the rest of my face, and then I'll be back for the eye makeup. So for primer on my eyes today, I'm going to be using MAC's Paint Pot in Rubenesque. I just feel like this goes really good with the palette I'm going to be using. So just with my ring finger, I'm going to apply that all over both of my lids, and then underneath as well. And this could be messy. This doesn't have to be perfect. Pretty much finished one eye except for mascara to save time, and I have achieved this look with the Wet n Wild palette in Comfort Zone. This is available, I know for sure, at Walmart for like $5. You get 8 very beautiful shimmery shadows. None of these are matte, so let's just go ahead and get started. The first shade I'm going to use is this top kind of greenish champagne-y gold color that says Brow Bone, and I'm going to put that on the inner corner because this really isn't a shade that I would put on my brow bone. I'm just going to apply that to the inner corner. Bring it in just a little bit. And really pack on the color. These colors are quite pigmented, but I'm really just going to pack on the color. And I don't know if I said, but I was using my Real Techniques accent brush to apply that, and now I am going to use this Urban Decay. I think this is the Good Karma shader brush. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to take this green shade here that says Eyelid, and I'm going to apply that all over my lid, kind of like it says to do. So then going back to my accent brush, taking the same green color, I'm going to run that all the way around under my lower lash line. Kind of blend, I'm going to switch to my Real Technique shading brush, which is basically the same shape as the accent brush. It's just bigger, and I'm going to pick up a little bit more of that green. And I'm going to make sure that my inner corner color and that green blend. If I could do that from a more odd angle, I suppose that'd be better. And then I'm going to pick up some more of that and just smoke out the bottom lash line. Smoking out the bottom lash line is kind of optional, because I know not a lot of people want to bring it quite down on the, very far down on the lower lid, but I like that. Once you have that blended how you want it, I'm going to take this shimmery brown shade, so the crease shade, as you can see I have definitely been using that a lot. I love this color. And I'm going to take my Real Techniques base shadow brush, just dip the end of that in, and stay above that green as you apply it. As you can see, I'm taking this quite high. And just really blend that out and make that as smoky and blended as you want it to be. So sticking with that same brown and going back to my accent brush, I'm going to just get that on the tip of the brush and run that on the outer half of my lower lash line. And then I'm going to pick up my shader brush again, a little more of that brown, and smoke out my lower lash line again. And then switch back to your little brush, and I'm going to go in with this very bottom brown, the Definer shade, which is a beautiful color. I really love this color too. And I'm going to do that on the very outer edge, and again going in with my shader brush and a little more color to blend it and smoke it out. And then taking this brush again and that same dark brown, I'm going to take this on the very outer edge and define that outer V area. You can make this as dark as you want, and you can even skip this step if you don't want this to be too dark. You see it just kind of cuts the crease a little bit, but I don't want it to look like that. So I'm just going to take my Real Techniques Duo Fiber Eye Brush with no product on it. It's only dirty because I used it to blend this eye. And then just blend that out, just so it's really smoky. And then to blend out the outer edge of that brown, I'm going to use my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Give Me Sun and just my Soho Fluffy Brush. And this will just warm that up and make it a little more blended. So then next, for my brow bone highlight, I'm going to use the lightest gold or like champagne color in the palette. And on my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, I'm just going to pounce that in there a little bit, and I'm going to take and blend that under my brow bone and on top of that brown again, just to blend out that edge and make it fade just a little bit more. And I really love this gold color too. Actually not going to use liner today. I'm going to use this dark reddish brown definer shade and an angle brush. This is a MAC 263, but you can use, you know, whatever you have. I'm going to take that and I'm going to run it just along the lash line at first. Just really getting it into the roots of your lashes so there's no gaps or anything. This is actually the way I prefer to do my liner on my top lid. Just because it's not as harsh as like a gel liner or liquid liner. And then once you get that completely lined, load up your brush and take it and line it up with your lower lash line so you get that where your flick needs to be. Kind of give yourself a starting guide and then flick that color in so it smokes out that outer edge. And then once you have that kind of as dark as you want it, or as smoked out as you want it, you could even take and run a fluffy brush over top of it. I'm going to take some of this crease shade here. It's like a very dark, almost black green with gold glitter shot through it. And on the same brush, I'm just going to push that on that very outer edge and then blend it in just to give a little more of a defined line there. But that's optional. For mascara today, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Big Eyes, so I'm going to apply a couple coats of that and I'll be right back. Okay, so then for blush today, I actually didn't apply this because I wanted to show this. This is the Wet n Wild blush in Heather Silk. Apply that, I'm just going to be using my Real Techniques blush brush. And this is just a really light pink. It's kind of a darker pink, but it's kind of like a dusty rose kind of color. I almost said Dusty Rhodes. If you know who Dusty Rhodes is, thumbs up this video. It just gives a nice kind of, really kind of wind burnt kind of look to the face. That's a little pink for me. So maybe I should do this in the mirror, not the viewfinder. So we're just gonna blend that out with my powder brush. So then, depending on what you felt comfortable with the lips, you could do like a pink nude like MAC's Snob, or you could do a nude like MAC's Preta Pretty. I'm not saying you have to use these colors, I'm just saying colors within this color range. But since this is a fall makeup, I am going to use MAC's Retro Matte Lipstick in Fixed on Drama. This is just a beautiful, dark, kind of vampy red, perfect for fall, and it's matte. So I'm just going to apply that quite generously on the lips. So this wraps up my first impressions. How do I like this? And a fall makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this and found it kind of helpful, maybe. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.